1, 2, 3! Shalom Dammit! Happy New Year! I hope you had a good celebration with lots of singing and dancing and drinking and stooping on whatever TV channel you were watching all that. As the spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York, I wish you a happy 2008. Actually, it's happy 5,767. But, as I said on my last program, there's no harm in celebrating the Goyish New Year so long as we distance it from any religious implications. The Jewish New Year was weeks ago, but as citizens of the Western world, we can bake it. Now, millions of people believe that Jesus Christ existed and was born in the year 0000. If that's how they want to count the centuries, more power to them, no harm done. If you're like me, and you go back to Abraham and Moses, then the year 0 was just a blip on the calendar. Just another year. No different from 581 BC, or 1116 AD, or 1732. A perfectly good year, but who cares? Or, my personal favorite, 1948. But no matter what, the most important year, the only one that really counts, is the one that lies ahead. The one that we shape by our actions, by our behavior, by our interactions with each other. If you want a crappy year, cheat your neighbor, lie to your children, lie to yourselves, be pessimistic, and take yourself out of the running before you even try. If you want a really lousy year, don't make any changes. Don't get involved with your community. Don't help the less fortunate or family members who need your time and attention. However, if you want a sweet and wonderful year, good luck, you can't predict these things. Hopefully, Hashem will be kind and spare us catastrophe and give us all good karma, whatever the hell that is, in the year ahead. Now, speaking of good and wonderful things, I want to thank Cablevision for broadcasting this weekly program, which you can also watch on YouTube.com. Now, if this is your first time watching this show, where the hell have you been? Under a rock? What, are you too lazy to get up at 7:30 in the morning? You'd rather watch Diane Sawyer on Good Morning America? She's 60 years old. She's not hot anymore. Why bother? Me? I'm 50, but I don't look a day over 49. And I give you Yiddishkeit, a taste of Jewishness that you can't get anywhere else. Except the internet, and books, and Cedarhurst and Borough Park, and Talkline and the Friars Club. All right, maybe you can get this stuff elsewhere. But I'm here, you're here, it's free, come on. Cablevision screws you on everything else. You might as well watch the one good thing they do that rises above the crap. And it is in this spirit that I welcome you to the 9th episode of Shalom Dammit, our first in the year 2008. At the end of the show, I'll be back to read your comments, the letters you sent in about the shows last year, because this is not a one-way street. This is a 3-lane highway from me to you, from you to me, and from all of us to Hashem. I keep waiting for a 4th lane, but drive carefully. Do you love meat? Of course you do. Everybody loves meat. You know who doesn't love meat? Vegetarians, Buddhists, and bagelists. If you want really good meat, you have to go to the source. 8th Avenue Meats. Convenient. Hey, put it back on me off totally. Come on. That's better. 8th Avenue Meats is conveniently located behind the slaughterhouse on 8th Avenue and Cortelyou Road. All cuts are USDA prime and glatt kosher, 99.842% vermin-free. Lamb chops, brisket, barbecued chicken on the spit. You will drool with temptation for 8th Avenue Meats. 8th Avenue Meats, they really taste so nice. 8th Avenue Meats, freshly packed on ice. If you want a treat, come to 8th Avenue Meats. 8th Avenue Meats, Shomer Shabbos. As you may know, one of my closest and dearest friends is Dave Lefkowitz. He is a writer, he is a theater critic, and he is the director and producer of this program. Brilliant he's not, but on this budget, what are you gonna do? Anyway, he hosts a weekly radio program as well on WGBB AM 1240 on Long Island. Now this is a very old radio station. WGBB is so old, their first DJ was Marconi. WGBB is so old, their frequency is in Roman numerals. WGBB is so old, their first live hookup was from Ararat when a dove landed. I am talking old, and the equipment, their equipment is so old, they have to go to Antiques Roadshow to upgrade. Their equipment is so old, when the signal goes down, you have to buy a new hamster. Oh my God, I asked the station manager if I could do a feed. He said, sure, there's a cafeteria down the street. Oh my God, and the station manager is so old, he owes Edison money. The technician is so old, he can't carry his engineering license because the tablets rip his wallet. Oh my God, the program director is so old, she babysat Larry King. Ladies and gentlemen, that's old. But WGBB is still around, 80-something years. And Dave's radio program, Dave's Gone By, still airs every Sunday night at 11 o'clock. Now this is not a commercial. I am just telling you, he does comedy, interviews, sketches, novelty songs. If he had any talent, it would be fantastic. But he does have the will and the chutzpah, and he's been doing it for 5 years now, Sundays at 11 on WGBB. Now, why do I tell you this? Because David has been kind enough to let me appear as a guest on his program numerous times, almost too numerous to enumerate numerically. He'll ask me on to talk about the Jewish holidays, to discuss political issues involving Israel, to agonize over my excruciating prostate. And it is a treat to share with Dave and his microscopic audience the trials and tribulations of this rabbi's life. Well, a few weeks ago, Dave was invited to this big hoo-ha radio conference. All these important people were there, not just from radio, but television too. People from Oprah and 48 Hours and Good Morning America, with that old hag Diane Sawyer. So all these mucky mucks are gathered together to meet and greet authors of books. People who write diet books and self-help manuals, how to plan your will, how to educate your child, how to have better sex, how to educate your child while having better sex on a diet. Anybody who has spent half their life savings to self-publish some piece of dreck comes to this conference. They hope to get on TV, appear on the radio, and plug their garbage. They all go to this meat market thing where the authors have 2 minutes to beg a producer not to laugh them out of the room. Anyway, Dave was an invited guest at this shindig, if you can believe it. But he couldn't stay the whole time, so he asked me, Rabbi Sol Solomon, to step in for the second half, talk to a few people, press the proverbial flesh, and perhaps add a little Jewish flavor to the proceedings. Here's how it went. Shalom Dammit. I am at this wonderful press conference for all these people who've written books, who've had different changes in their lifestyles, and most importantly, I am talking to Jews. I have a lovely Jewess in front of me. Who are you?
I'm Masha Malka Shalom.
Masha Malka Shalom. What a lovely, lovely name. And where are you from originally?
Originally from Soviet Ukraine.
Soviet? So when did you get the hell out of Russia?
Well, in 1987.
So this was before Gorbachev and Perestroika. What did you do? Who did you bribe? Who did you sleep with? How did it happen?
Well, about half of my town. Not really. I was only 17. In fact, didn't really want to leave, but my mom said, if you stay on your own, or you come with us. So I thought, well, I'll stick with my family. Remember, it was Cold War with
Yes.
America, so I wasn't quite sure that was the right place for me, with all the homeless people sleeping on the street and all the terrible propaganda we got there.
So that's what they told you about America back then. In school, they would teach you, indoctrinate you against this wonderful country.
Absolutely. Very terrible things. I really didn't look forward to it at first.
Where did you settle? In New York or where?
No, I went to Florida.
Well, you work for Jews. That's where you go.
Went to Florida. Had an amazing cultural shock. The first thing that struck me was it was December.
Yes.
And there were people walking in shorts and tank tops, and little old Jewish ladies in fur coats on the same street. I'm like, what is this place?
I know those women. I do. I've been with some of them. No, but how did you get out?
Well, we actually waited for 9 years to get the permission, and Gorbachev was already in power, and we were the first wave that got the permission. We had, I think, 10 months to get ready. 1 month later, with a little suitcase, $100, nothing else.
But did you have family to go to?
I had my aunt lived in Florida, so she supported us. Jewish Federation helped us, got us the tickets and everything. Yes.
Very good. Oh, that's wonderful. So what do you do now?
I'm a life coach. I help people live the life of their dreams.
Help me live the life of my dreams.
Okay.
I'm pretty desperate, so whatever advice you can give at all.
Well, you're standing next to me, so that's a plus.
Well, oh my goodness. So there. My dear wife Miriam Libby would not like that, but I would. No.
Miriam, that's my Jewish name.
Is it really?
Yeah,
so Malka is
Malka.
Masha, yeah.
Masha Malka Malka is a queen.
So are you married? Do you have kids?
I have 3 children.
So what are you flirting with me for? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, wait, you're not married? Oh, what happened to Mr.
I'm married, but you're a rabbi, and I don't.
We're gonna end this one kind of early here, and let's say you and I go get some borscht.
Perfect. Love that.
Shalom again, and here I am at this wonderful press conference, and I have before me Schwarzes. I'm so excited. I very rarely get near them, so this is almost like almost a jungle fever kind of a thing. Can you feel it? Can you?
Feel it. I got jungle fever. You got jungle fever.
We got jungle fever. We're taking an aspirin because it hurts. So, who are you people?
I'm Kamaka Willis.
And I'm David Willis.
Hello, Willises. Are you related in any way? She's your sister, or not the way you're holding her?
Actually, I just met her down in Penn Station. She gave me $5 to come up and say I'm David Willis.
Put a ring on his finger, you know, he'll come.
So, well, I'm not going to that joke.
Don't go there.
So what the hell do you do?
I'm a geologist with ExxonMobil.
I'm a IT analyst with ExxonMobil.
Whoa, so wait, you look at rocks?
Absolutely. Love the rocks. Rock on.
What does a rock tell you? What do you see a rock, what the hell do you look for?
The rock can tell you where to get the oil and the gas from.
Oh, this is good. I know I get it from the pump.
As long as you want to have something coming out of those pumps, you need to know where those rocks are with the oil and gas.
But so tell me here then why is oil going to go up to like $5 a gallon? Is that what we're faced with here?
You know, everyone's going to be rebelling, so we certainly don't want it to go there.
No, this is maybe a well-placed pipe bomb in your building. That would, when you're not there, that would be a good way to kind of keep things.
Thank you for keeping me out of the building. That's great.
So what do you do for the best at ExxonMobil?
I'm actually an IT analyst. We do the communications. So for some reason, they don't consider me that important. I don't make as much money as her.
So why the hell am I talking to you? Get out of here. No, that's not. So what are you doing here in this conference for people wanting publicity?
Here we want to get publicity for my book. It's called Change the Real, and the whole concept is your life is a trip to the movies. If you want to change your life, change the real.
My movie is Holocaust, but it's a mini-series and people die and they're thrown in pits. I don't want to be in that movie anymore.
That's right, you don't want to be in that movie, so it's time to flip the switch, create your own reel, write your own screenplay, and do something about it.
Oh, can Cameron Diaz be in my movie?
Hey, absolutely. The sky's the limit.
Oh, I like that. What's your movie? What movie would you be in?
I'm actually her co-star.
Oh, this is good. I'm thinking...
I'm the romantic interest. I'm kind of thinking more of a Denzel Washington type, suave, Colt 45 drinking. No, that wasn't Denzel. That's somebody else.
Or a Gary Coleman type. There's sort of
yeah, we're talking about Willis. Yeah,
that's very good. I always saw him more as a Mr. Tibbs type. Or
yeah, I can do that.
You can definitely do that. So how long are you in New York for?
We're going to be in New York until tomorrow morning. Then we'll fly back to Houston, Texas.
We get to deal with Newark Airport. That's just a wonderful phenomenon up here.
What do you mean? Why is that so amazing?
Well, every time we've come, there's always been construction either on the runway, on the wing of the airplane, at the terminal, or someone...
Those are just terrorists planting things. You must know that.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that was just a system up here.
Oh, yeah. No, it's they're checking for bombs and placing them in there at the same time. It's what they do.
Keep the people employed. That's right. Gainful employment.
Well, it's wonderful again. David Willis and Kimaka. Where's that name Kimaka from?
Kimaka is a Kenyan name from Africa.
Oh, what does it mean?
One who is loved and highly favored.
Oh.
I got some favors. See, that's why we're connecting so very well.
I like these kinds of favors. I mean, and it was only $5 to get to come with you, right? I think I have. Do I have $5? I've got a roll of certs down there. No, I don't know what. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure, Rabbi.
All right, shut up. Letters, I get letters. I get olives and baits and yuds and chates. I get letters. Yes, my dear friends, I have been doing this television program since October of last year, and in that time, people have been encouraged, dare I say, driven, to write to me to share their views and hold themselves up to potential ridicule. Unlike some television shows I will not mention, where you send in a letter and maybe you get a form letter back from some secretary, or maybe no acknowledgement at all, or you try again and you ask for an autograph and they send you your self-addressed stamped envelope back with an 8x10 unsigned, stamped by some machine with a note, "Do not resell on eBay." Or you write in and you ask the star for a simple thing. A pair of panties that she has already worn. They're not even new. But does Cameron Mannheim write back? No, she does not. It is as if you don't exist. But here, my friends, you not only exist, you exist to annoy me with your cards, with your letters, and your emails. So I think the least that I could do as a rabbi and as a television star is to answer as many of your questions as I can, just to make you feel like I care. Our first letter comes from Jay of Brooklyn, New York, and he writes, "Rabbi Sol Solomon is a great spiritual leader. Thank you, Rebbe." Jay, I applaud your taste in rabbis, and I appreciate your kind words. I am rather curious why, since you are writing to me, you choose to address me in the third person. Do I write to you and say, "Dear Jay, I'm so glad Jay wrote to me today. Please tell Jay that he's welcome to stop by my shul anytime for coffee, cake, and herring"? No, of course not. You're very nice to write to me, but for God's sakes, Jay, if you're writing to me, write to me, not like I'm dead and you're eulogizing me in Mount Shoilim. Anne from Milwaukee, Wisconsin writes, "I checked out Shalom Dammit on YouTube. Rabbi Sol is a pretty funny guy, even if I don't understand all the Yiddish. In fact, watching his show is rather addictive." Well, thank you, Anne. I've always wanted my teachings to be equated with heroin and Demerol. But Anne must have seen our 4th episode with Rebbe Robics, because she goes on to say, "Even though Rabbi Sol is the world's worst yoga teacher, At least he doesn't pretend otherwise. Well, I must take umbrage at that comment, my dear Anne. The world's worst yoga teacher? Second worst, all right. Fifth worst, very possible. But worst, let's not forget, there was a point after his accident when Christopher Reeve was short on cash. So he did a series of yoga instruction videos that have quietly eased out of circulation. You ever see those? Move your eyes. Move your eyes. Move your eyes. Now salute the sun with your nose hairs. Oh, terrible. That was I call the worst. Our next letter comes from Perry of Charlotte, North Carolina. Egad, he says. Egad. No, egad. Anyway, egad, a major event in the evolution of exegetical enlightenment. All this and acid reflux too. Well, I don't know what exegetical enlightenment is, but it sounds dirty, so if it gets ratings, I'm all for it. Perry, by the way, is an editor of a magazine out in Charlotte called Creative Loafing, so his comments are of especial weight and value to me. Let's see. Aryeh, or is it Ari? Ari of Malvern, New York writes, I just happened to catch the Rabbi Sol Solomon show on Cablevision this morning. It was hilarious. Who is this guy? Well, Ari, first of all, the show is called Shalom Dammit, featuring this guy, Rabbi Sol Solomon, and I am the spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. I have been with the temple for 12 years, or 26 in rabbi years. My dear wife, Miriam Libby, and I have 15 beautiful children and 4 not-so-beautiful children. Inbreeding, what can you do? I like sports, theater, reading, long walks, spying on mikvahs, and playing non-competitive chess. In my spare time, I have no spare time. But I do have time for 1 or 2 more letters from my dear devoted fan. Let's see. Dear Rabbi, this is from Albert of I don't know where, but he also gives us his Hebrew name, Avraham David ben Leib. Very nice. And he says, Dear Rabbi, you are funny! With 2 exclamation points, I might add. What, it would kill you to use 3? But anyway. Dear Rabbi, you are funny! Exclamation point, exclamation point. Let me know if you'll be appearing anytime soon in the New York City area. Well, just so happens, let me see. On January 20th, I have an appointment on 3rd Avenue with my urologist. Then on the 22nd, I'm seeing A Bronx Tale on Broadway. So that's, and then February 5th, I'm getting some blood work done at the clinic on 89th Street. So yes, I will be appearing in New York quite a lot in the weeks ahead. Thank you for asking. Now here's a nice email from Lynn of Seattle, Washington. Darling, she says. Darling, I like that. Love your stuff. I don't know what stuff she's talking about. I just hope my dear wife Miriam Libby doesn't either. Says Lynn from Seattle, quote, I can be witnessed by passers-by sitting at my computer in paroxysms of laughter. Well, what can I say? In my day, I've given women multiple paroxysms. Just a gift. She must be a peroxide blonde. But anyway, she goes on to add, perhaps they will strap me up soon and haul me off to the loony bin, and it will be all your fault. Are you feeling guilty yet? Feeling guilty? Lynn, I'm a practicing Jew. I feel guilty all the time, even when I'm sleeping. Guilt is like breathing for me. I inhale guilt and I exhale shame. And self-hatred pours out of my tuchus when I fart. Still, I go on. And what helps me continue, instead of slitting my wrists with a shank bone, is viewers like you, Lynn, and Jay, and Avraham, and Ari, and Ann, and Perry, and each and every one of you. watching your television sets or computers and wondering, when's the breakdown going to happen? When's he going to have that stroke? It's coming. But not yet, because your laughter, your support, your belief in this program gives me the strength to keep going. Not the money, but the strength. So, if you want to contact me, please do. You don't have to compliment me. You can complain, you can bitch. God knows I do. You can also ask me questions about Jewish culture, passages in the Torah, problems you're having with your lives. Share. I'm a rabbi. Your misery is my fodder. Drop me a line. Shalom Dammit at AOL.com. That's Shalom Dammit at AOL.com. Or you can write to me by snail mail, which is the favored method of elderly shut-ins. The address is Shalom Dammit, P.O. Box 62, Hewlett, New York, 11557. That's Shalom Dammit, Post Office Box 62, Hewlett, New York, 11557. Now, unfortunately, I cannot answer everyone. But if you're attractive with large bazooms, you have a better shot. Shalom Dammit at AOL.com to ask the Rebbe. Because who else are you going to ask? Your dry cleaner? You know what would make being a kosher butcher easier? Leprosy. You know why? Because anytime you wanted a piece of an animal, a choice cut of meat, all you have to do is wait around for the part to fall off. Get yourself a cow with leprosy, and you've got dinner for 6 without having to sharpen a knife. But of course, it's not realistic to expect farmers to schlep to India, import a herd of sick animals, and then walk around every morning picking up hooves and noses. And do we really want Jewish families to sit around the dinner table, have a nice brisket, and think, this reminds me of Father Damien? No. Short-sighted as this may sound, you can't serve leprous beef. The folks at 8th Avenue Meats know this, because they've tried. But the mashgiach said, no, you have to kill your cows the old-fashioned way, clean across the throat, drain the carcass, and preserve the meat. And so, all the butchers at 8th Avenue Meats are carefully trained. No shaky wrists or hit 'em over the head amateurs with mallets. No, no. And you can taste the difference. Even if you couldn't, the alternative is leprosy. So what can you do? 8th Avenue Kosher Meats open 6 days a week, 5 nights a week, and 4 afternoons. At 8th Avenue, the meat stays on until they cut it off. 8th Avenue Meats with ketchup, salt, and pepper. 8th Avenue Meats, and not one cow a leper. They are so humane, you cannot complain about 8th Avenue Meats. 8th Avenue Meats, boom boom. Hoi doi da da doi, hoi doi doi, hoi doi 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 dum bum, hoi boy da da dum boy boy bum, boy 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 boy, rubber boy boy boy, rup doi doi, roi da da doi 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 dum, roi boy boy boy, rup doi doi, roi da da doi doi boy 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 bum, yabba boy boy boy, rup doi dum, hoi da 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 doi dum, rubber boy boy boy, rup doi dum, roi doi 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 dum.